The idea of an adventure bike is to explore new and unknown places, sometimes even venturing off-road. That seems to be basic premise of the Zontes 350T ADV. It is the most adventure-focused model from the Chinese brand in India and based on a common platform with several 350cc models. Visually, the 350T ADV does look the part of a proper off-road ready adventure bike. Signature ADV beak, LED lights, a big windscreen and a massive fuel tank with standard crash guards give it a lot of visual mass up front. The 5-inch color instrument console gives access to 4 different layouts. Then there's of course Bluetooth connectivity and even a tire pressure monitoring system, which is once more a segment first feature.
So the Zontes 350T ADV certainly looks like a proper adventure bike. Now it gets wire spoke wheels, yes, but comes with tubeless tires from a brand called Ambro. We'll talk about the tires in a bit. But build quality could have been better. There are rusted spots here. It's a brand new bike, about 400 kilometers on the odometer. So rust is something which we don't like, and it's not even the monsoons as yet. But it gets few features which you won't get in any bike in this segment. For starters, it gets keyless ignition. You get a fob which you can keep here and tuck it here in this pocket here, or you can keep it in your pocket. And it gets electronically adjustable windshield. Then you have a remote fuel filler cap, just a press of a button and you can open it. The seat can also be opened with a switch there. So overall, looks wise, a little plasticky for my liking, but yeah, if you're looking for road presence, then the Zontes 350T ADV certainly has it. Silencers, again, there are 2 exhausts here. Looks somewhat like the MV Agustas to me, but yeah, it's a single cylinder bike, so 1x2 exhaust. Overall, if it's road presence you're looking for, it certainly looks good, but to me, a lot of plastic panels, but it looks big and bulky.
The single cylinder engine doesn't sound any different despite the 2 slash-cut exhaust. On the move, the engine doesn't seem to lack in power or grunt. It will hold respectable speeds, but anything north of the ton, the vibes start creeping in, and that's when you miss on some overall refinement levels. Ride quality is decent, although the front suspension does seem to feel harsh while going over rough patches. Dynamically, handling is decent, although leaned over, the tires don't give you the confidence to push more. Not that it's a sporty bike anyway. But when you do have to leave the tarmac behind, that's when you realize that the 350T ADV is more suited for adventures on the blacktop rather than venturing into the unknown. The stand-up riding position isn't good for off-road riding, and neither do the tires offer confidence over the loose stuff.
So yes, the Zontes has a comfortable riding position. You can cover long distances quite comfortably. It's got decent wind protection. But that engine, it's got decent power, don't get me wrong, but after 6000 RPM, you will experience some buzz on the pegs, on the seat and on the handlebars. So sustained high-speed riding on the highway is something which may not be as enjoyable. But keep it between 90 and 100 kilometers per hour, you're sorted. Now this is an ADV, it's designed like an ADV, but those tires will let you down. It can do a fair bit of off-road riding, light off-road so to speak, but those tires will not give it a traction that you require in hardcore off-road riding. Of course, it's a heavy bike with a 196 kg curb weight. With a 90-litre tank, you get a long range also, but it adds to the weight of the bike. And then of course, ground clearance with that exhaust under the belly, you'll have to be careful if you're going over rocky terrain. So overall, the 350T ADV may look like an adventure bike, but it's more suited for on-road riding.
The Zontes 350T ADV does look the part of a bigger ADV than it is. It has the presence alright, and has the features and gizmos to give it some appeal at first glance. But for a brand which is relatively unknown in India, Zontes will need more than just face value. Better refinement, sharper dynamics, and more capability can only help its case to some extent.
The Zontes 350T ADV does look the part of a full-blown adventure motorcycle. Yes, it's comfortable, you can go long distance riding on it, but it has its negatives. The engine refinement could have been better. Underbody ground clearance, that's something you need to worry about if you want to go off-road on this. And the suspension travel isn't that much, so it takes away that fun of going off-road with confidence. But most of all, the brand Zontes isn't that well known, and of course it goes up against very capable rivals like the KTM 390 Adventure and the BMW G210 GS, both of which are marginally less expensive than this.
Price apart, the other challenge for the 350T ADV will also be establishing the Zontes brand. Despite its unique features and design, the high sticker price and limited retail footprint will be speed breakers that will need to be crossed. And even then, the Zontes 350T ADV will have an uphill climb ahead to establish itself in a market like India.